Well, it looks like Tarantino finally decided to return to horror. Wait, what? He didn't direct this? Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of They Will Kill You. Directed by Kirill Sokolov and co-written by him and Alex Litvak, They Will Kill You stars Zazie Beetz as Asia Reeves, a mysterious young woman who takes a job as a housekeeper in New York City at a historic, foreboding hotel. But she doesn't even make it through her first night there before several people try to kill her, and she quickly realizes that this high-rise is actually a front for an immortal satanic cult that want her as their next sacrifice. This movie is insane.
This is crazy.
It's not artsy cinema, elevated horror, or some deep message-driven piece. This thing? It offers one specific experience: Zazie Beetz brutally fighting her way through a high-rise. And man, does this shit work. Before I get into all of that though, let's talk about the cast, as I tend to do. Zazie Beetz is obviously front and center here, but the supporting cast, Tom Felton, Heather Graham, Patricia Arquette, Patterson Joseph, it's a hell of a lineup, pun fully intended.
Satan.
Starting with Beetz, I gotta be honest, I wasn't really sure she'd be able to carry something like this. She's been great in everything I've seen her in: Atlanta, Deadpool 2, Joker, Bullet Train, but those were all supporting roles, so I wasn't really sure how she would do carrying an action-heavy movie like this. I have no idea why I was worried.
You worry too much.
From the opening prologue, there's this ferocity in her eyes. You can immediately tell that this character is someone that has been beaten down by the world and is so sick of taking it. And when she first shows up at that high-rise, she sells that quiet, unassuming, almost naive persona that the cult expects from her, but the second the attack starts, she flips a switch.
You little shit!
From that point on, she's an absolute force of nature, throwing down with swords, guns, axes, whatever she can get her hands on, and Zazie Beetz absolutely kills it here, bringing that kind of fluid physical performance that these Kill Bill-esque fight scenes demand, while still not feeling like a superhero. She leans into what I've mentioned many times on this channel, the John McClane effect.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Yeah, she dishes it out, but she also gets her ass kicked. A lot, and that goes a long way in making her feel grounded, vulnerable, and honestly, way more engaging to watch, even if she's allowed to completely unleash hell during these action sequences. Now, speaking of the rest of the cast, Patricia Arquette definitely stuck out to me the most as the head of the cult. She's creepy, charismatic, and that Irish accent she puts on really adds a captivating edge to her performance. There are even some moments where she tries to connect with Asia in between, trying to hunt her down and sacrifice her to their dark lord.
Hail Satan!
What really helps this side character stand out though is that she actually gets some characterization. We get backstory, we learn about her relationship with Patterson Joseph's character, and it adds just enough humanity to keep her from feeling like a one-note villain. Heather Graham and Tom Felton,
Call me Draco Malfoy, cause I am Slytherin!
they're fun. They get their one-liners, their fight scenes, their moments to shine, but at the end of the day, they're mostly just there to fight. They do have a solid presence, but just not a ton of depth. There's also Mihaela as Maria. She plays a pretty important role in the story, but her character didn't fully land for me. I understood her situation, but I never really connected with her as a character, and she ends up being much more passive compared to everyone else, even if she does have good chemistry with Zazie Beetz. Now, as for the story, it's there.
It's the bare minimum.
But seriously, it's not trying to be anything super deep. Outside of the prologue, a few lore dumps, and some scattered flashbacks, it mostly just exists as a vehicle to move us from one amazing set piece to the next. And to be honest, I'm completely fine with that. I didn't go into this expecting rich storytelling and complex character arcs. I came for brutal, stylish, over-the-top action sequences with horror elements mixed in. And this movie, it delivers that in spades.
Well done. Oh, well done.
It genuinely feels like a mixture of a slasher, a Tarantino-style film, John Wick, Evil Dead, and somehow it balances all of that shockingly well. The action is choreographed beautifully. Hits land hard. Weapons are used in creative, brutal ways. And the camera actually lets you see everything unfold in wide-angle, gory glory. There are multiple standout sequences, including a claustrophobic hotel room brawl, a jaw-dropping fight where Asia takes on what feels like 30 people in a pitch-black ballroom, lit only by the flames of her Molotov axe creation that you see here, and a completely unhinged final battle that I won't even hint at to avoid spoilers. But trust me, you have no idea what's coming in that third act.
How exciting.
Add in a pulse-pounding score from Carlos Rafael Rivera, and this whole thing just moves with this relentless, chaotic energy. It honestly feels like a modern, polished B-movie, and I mean that in the best possible way. Overall, despite a pretty thin story, some underdeveloped side characters, and a couple performances that don't really leave a lasting impression, They Will Kill You absolutely succeeds at what it sets out to do. It's brutal, stylish, chaotic, and just insanely fun from start to finish. If you're looking for something deep and thought-provoking, more like elevated horror, this is not going to be your thing. But if you want to watch Zazie Beetz go full on survival mode and tear through a satanic cult in increasingly ridiculous and awesome ways, yeah, you're going to have a good time with this one. And that's my review of They Will Kill You. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know if you saw this movie, and I will see you next time for my review of the Super Mario Galaxy movie.